Alien Covenant is a science fiction horror film directed by Ridley Scott, and it's not great. Now, before I continue, I will be talking about a few things that happen in the film, so this is going to be a spoiler review, and if you don't want me to spoil anything about the film, then just leave the video. Other than that, let's get into it. My anticipation for this film was through the roof. I am a die-hard Alien fan. Both Alien and Aliens are what I consider to be my favorite films of all time. And I do admit that after Aliens, that's when the Alien franchise kind of went downhill. Like, Alien 3 was horrible. Alien Resurrection, for me, was a guilty pleasure, but overall not a good film. And then those Alien vs. Predator films, which I'd rather not talk about, and Prometheus, which I really didn't like. But I still had high hopes for this film because Ridley Scott was directing it, and Ridley Scott was riding a comeback wave, as the film he did before this was The Martian, which was the film that made Ridley Scott a popular director again. So I was really looking forward to this film, but I do admit, in the few days before this film came out, I started to have doubts, because in my mind, I thought Ridley Scott has directed 3 Alien films in this franchise. With the first Alien film that Ridley Scott directed, that one was a masterpiece. And then when he made the second one, that was not great. So then when he started to work on his third film, I was just like, maybe he should move on. Because I feel like when Ridley Scott does the Alien films, he's restricted on what he can do. And what I mean is he doesn't stretch out his creativity. Like, Ridley Scott can do a good science fiction film. Like, he's done Alien, he's done Blade Runner, he's done The Martian, but honestly, with films like Prometheus and Alien Covenant, it feels like he's repeating the same formula, and that's what we get with Alien Covenant. This film is confused on what it wants to be. It doesn't know if it wants to be a sequel to Prometheus or a prequel to Alien. And what we get is a film that barely ties into Prometheus and rips off so many things from the original Alien film. So for those who don't know what I mean when I say this has barely anything to do with Prometheus, literally, this film has nearly nothing to do with Prometheus. And even though I didn't like Prometheus, I know some people liked that film. So if you're a fan of Prometheus going into Alien Covenant, you're going to be disappointed, because basically, Prometheus is just a mention in this film. The only thing to come back from Prometheus is the David character. That's it. And everything that happened in Prometheus is either not delved into properly or is just a mention. That's it. So in reality, this doesn't feel like a sequel to Prometheus. Instead, it feels like a standalone film. So what's in the film? It's exactly like Alien. And what I mean is, it copies stuff from Alien. There is a main female character that feels like Ripley. There is a crew that is traveling across space. They come across a planet that, in their right minds, they shouldn't check out, but like a bunch of idiots, they decide to check it out, and aliens attack them. So instead of this film trying something fresh and new, it straight out copies the original Alien film. And while in some points of the film it does offer fresh new ideas, it's literally the same storyline. They go to a planet that they shouldn't be checking out, aliens attack them, and that's it. So before I go more into why I don't like this film, I will get what I liked out of the way. The film looks nice, and with every science fiction film that Ridley Scott does, it looks nice. The visual effects are incredible. The film looks stunning and beautiful. Another thing I liked about the film was Michael Fassbender. Michael Fassbender was the best thing about this film. Michael Fassbender in this film plays 2 roles. He plays David and Walter, and he does a phenomenal job playing these roles. There's this really brilliant scene between these 2 characters where they're interacting off each other, and that's it. That's all the positive stuff I have about the film. Everything else is pretty much downhill. And when I said Michael Fassbender was the best part of this film, and like the characters he played are the best thing about it, I'm putting it lightly, because every other character in this movie sucks. They all suck. These characters are the most poorly written, uninteresting, stupid, ignorant, crap characters I've ever seen. At least with the original Alien film, you could connect with the characters and feel for them. One of the big problems why I don't like these characters is you can barely remember their names. And to me, they felt like characters you would see in a generic, terrible horror film, where they are characters that you don't feel for and you don't really care about them at all, and you're just waiting for them to be picked off one by one, and whoever the film focused on the most will survive. And that's what this film felt like. It felt like a generic survival horror film where you don't care about any of the characters, and the characters that get the primary focus are the ones that survive. And after I saw this film, I really thought about it, and it's actually a complicated film, and I'm not kidding. It's hard to figure this film out because there are holes and errors in this film, and some of the stuff that happens in the film doesn't make sense. One more thing before I wrap this film up is this film is boring. Like, the beginning and the ending were fine, it's just the middle was slow, boring, and honestly, during the middle section, I wished I was watching another film. This was boring beyond belief. And speaking of the ending, tacked on is one way to describe the ending because, like the ending to most Alien films, when the survivors get back on the ship, they think they're safe, but oh no, there's one alien left, and it kills a few of the surviving crew members on the ship. So what to do? Let's blow it out the airlock. This ending has been done so many times in previous Alien movies that honestly, while I was watching this, I was just like, really? They're doing this ending again? Overall, of all the films I have seen from 2017, this is the worst film yet. At least with Ghost in the Shell, I had low expectations, so I wasn't expecting that to be a good film anyway. With this, my expectations were high because the Alien franchise is my favorite franchise in all of film, so to see this film and oh what a poor job they did with it, disappointed is too small a word to describe my true feelings about the film. In fact, the more I thought about this film after I saw it, the more angry and more pissed off I got because I was expecting something fresh, original, and new. And what we got is much of the same. It's the same storyline, it's the same characters. Except the characters in this film are more forgettable, more unlikable, and you don't even care for them at all. The only thing this film has going for it is the visual effects are nice and Michael Fassbender is phenomenal in this film. Other than that, that's it. Everything else in this film is stupid, boring, and this is the most unpleasant movie experience I've had all year. And I'm gonna give Alien Covenant a 4 out of 10. Thank you so much for watching. If you like what you see, be sure to like my Facebook page, follow me on Twitter, and subscribe to my channel below. As always, I'm NETX5. Thank you so much for watching.